This is a brand that I actually came across in Reddit. It looks like the founder was asking people to provide reviews, so I figured this is perfect. I do brand reviews. I'll go ahead and film one and send it over. So getting right into it, the first thing I notice is that this image, it's a little bit blurry where the text is blurry and then the offers are blurry. The fact that this brand is using automatic volumetric based discounts is amazing. So if you spend $100, you get 15% off. If you spend 150, you automatically get 20% off. So it's incentivizing people to buy more. This is actually something I think more stores should be doing. And this is something that should definitely be on all product pages, the volumetric discounts. I'm not sure if it is yet, but I'll be sure to check that. Another thing I'm noticing right off the bat is how it's mentioning 15% off with email sign up, and then there's like an embed form, it looks like later down the page. Yeah, so there's an embed thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put my email in. All right, so I put my email in. Thanks for subscribing. So it tells you what to expect from the newsletter, but it doesn't actually show the discount code right on the screen. So I'm guessing you probably have to leave the website, open up your email, and go and grab that code, then go back to the site and use it. I would definitely recommend to make the coupon available immediately upon subscribing. And the best way to do that's with pop-up forms. Instead of having an embed on this page where someone has to scroll down to this portion of the page and enter their email. And what's also interesting is that even though I just subscribed via the embed, this sticky icon doesn't go away. And so this is showing no matter what. And I'm curious to see what happens if I subscribe again via this form. Okay, so now here it does give you the code right away. So what's interesting with this though is that it looks like it's a static code. So the problem with static coupon codes is that they can be reused. If someone remembers them or if they send them to someone, you don't actually need to, you don't technically require a sign up in order for this to be used because you can find it elsewhere. If someone remembers it, if they go back to their email, if this is, I'm assuming this is being sent via email as well, in which case people can just reuse that because it's just static code. And if you're using static codes to send to everyone who subscribes, there's no expiry. And since they're not unique to each customer and assigned at the moment that they subscribe, it also can inflate the rate at which your subscribers purchase and the revenue coming from subscribers because, like I said, if people reuse them, it'll inflate those numbers. So I would definitely recommend using dynamic or unique coupon codes, which again, they have instead of welcome 15, it'll be like welcome 15, and then it'll have a string of random letters, which is the suffix, which is assigned to each profile upon subscribing so that it's unique to that profile or that subscriber. So basically it's taking the code and then creating iterations of them in real time when people subscribe so that they can't abuse those codes. Now I have a video on this under the playlist e-commerce marketing tips. It's called How to Set Up Dynamic Codes in Klaviyo. All right, so let's take a look at the product page. I think there should be more pictures of this product. Maybe a picture that shows someone sliding their cell phone into this pocket, and that might not be immediately clear to everyone who are just skimming this page. Oftentimes people who are on e-commerce websites, they're looking for very specific things in the products that they're looking for. And if they're shopping for leggings that have a pocket for their phone, it'd be great to show that straight away. I also think there should be some sort of video on this page. So ideally the founder talking about why the product was made, what makes it different, how it compares to other high-waist leggings. There's no shortage of legging brands on the market. How do they compare to the leading brand? What makes them different? And that can be in a video format. That can also be in like some type of infographic or chart that compares and contrasts the unique features compared to other leading brands. Then also there's a section that says you might also like, and it looks like they have different leggings that are priced differently, but there's no comparison between what makes one pair of leggings a better or worse choice than a different pair. And this is probably the number one thing that I'd change. If I were to change one thing, this would probably be it. It's offering comparisons between similar products and explaining what makes one product a better or worse choice than others, depending on what someone's looking to purchase the product for. Do people buy leggings for different reasons? Do they look for specific features? Do these different products have those different features that would make them a better choice for someone? So whether that's linking out to other product pages based on the use cases and why people are shopping, or whether that's a video or a graphic that breaks down like the top reasons people shop and then saying which products are best for those reasons, and then just linking out directly to those product pages. Because this section you may also like, it doesn't actually provide any context as to what is different about these unless someone clicks into them, and then they start reading about it. But my point is, you don't want to make people open up a bunch of a bunch of tabs manually to manually compare and contrast product features. Just make those specs very easy to digest right on each product page, so that people don't have to open up multiple tabs or search around. And also, a lot of customers are skimming these pages. They're not really looking to read a whole bunch of text. And so if you can make that information easily digestible without making people read a bunch, I think you're going to be better off. The next thing is that there's no reviews on this page. Depending on the size of the email list, incentivize some type of offer or discount in exchange for leaving a prompted review. You could send the template of a review request in a post-purchase email so that you can essentially seed the product with reviews. Like I said, people are coming to these sites to look for very specific things. And if they can see those things through the lens of other customers, then they can see themselves in the product, and you're much more likely to influence them towards a purchase decision. The next thing is returns. It doesn't look like there's any information about returns or warranties or exchanges on the product page. And read the terms of the return policy. So they offer returns. It looks like they have a pretty good return policy. And so this should definitely just be right on on the website. So information about returns and warranties, exchanges. This is information that a lot of consumers are looking for prior to considering a purchase. Any information that's required for a new visitor to consider a purchase for the first time, all that information should be listed directly on the product page without making people open up any tabs or jumping through any other hoops. Additionally, I'm not seeing any mention of that volumetric discounts that are mentioned on the homepage. On the homepage, we saw this additional discount automatically applied at checkout. Why is this information not on the product page? The product page has a 100% open rate across every single person who purchases. And so that information should definitely be front and center on the product page. That should just be immediately clear. You want to be incentivizing people to spend more and increase the average order value directly on the page where they give you money. So in summary, I'd say to improve the imagery, make it as clear as possible, make all this information about the automatic discounts on every product page. I definitely fix the sign-up form process and make that a little bit more seamless so that there's timed pop-ups. I'd use, I have a video on this, but I would use a homepage pop-up that fires 10 seconds after page load. And if someone exits out and they're a new visitor, you can configure a secondary pop-up to show across product pages after like 30 to 45 seconds. Because what happens is if someone remembers that they could have saved 15% by signing up for email, and by the time they make it to the product page and they remember, oh yeah, I could have saved 15%, what happens is that they're either going to go to a coupon site and look for that code, or they're going to open up a new incognito window and refresh the page and go through that process again. But the problem is both of those things require someone to do extra steps, and it adds friction to the customer experience.